I've loved you this whole time, Commander. I am so sorry to have rejected you before. If only I could find a way to confess to you. Is this for me? Is this my reward for finally finding my love? If so, I'll take it. I'm coming, my love! I'm coming for you! What happened? Centurions? Dodgers? Commander? Ah!
Hey guys, it's Flowergothic, and I'm here to discuss Loonatics Unleashed.
I'm sorry to bring this up so much, but this was such a weird idea making an action show out of the comedy-based Looney Tunes.
Not every Saturday morning cartoon needs an edgy, gritty reboot, Warner Brothers.
Just like taking superheroes and making them 100% comedic doesn't work out, taking 100% comedic characters and making them superheroes doesn't work either.
I mean, seriously, this is fucking insane. Why would anyone make this? I have to know.
I was also obsessed with this show when I was 10. Why? I have no idea. Did I really think they were cool and with it? Did I, so badly want to be them? I mean, I did idolize them. I wished they had more adventures as my craving for Loonatics grew and grew. But it's been 10 years. So let me revisit this beautiful garbage and learn why I was obsessed with this show. This was the only information I was able to find on this show. Please bear with me.
In 2003, Warner Bros. Tried to reignite Looney Tunes' popularity with the star-studded Looney Tunes back in action. It was a financial failure. As a result, the studio was at a bit of a standstill. You see, their Disney XPs weren't doing as well as they used to, so they wanted to make them hip with the kids again. What did kids like in the 2000s? Well, kids liked Teen Titans, and Samurai Jack, and The Batman. What did those three shows have in common? They were edgy and serious animations beloved by all humans. Looney Tunes can be edgy too, just you wait!
And in 2005, the edgy Looney Tunes were revealed for the first time. They got shitty reviews, resulting in Warner Bros. Doing damage control.
I think there was a misunderstanding. They thought we were updating and changing the original Looney Tunes. We love Looney Tunes the way they are. We always thought of these as new and different characters. We always thought about this as an extension of the exciting brand, not a replacement.
For some reason, the Warner Bros. Network gave these new characters 26 episodes over 2 seasons, and even a mini preview. Unfortunately, I could only get the audio of the latter to work, so I'm going to reenact what I think the visuals were.
Hey, you gotta check this out.
Check what out?
The TV. Scientists are now saying that the giant meteor is going to strike the Earth any second. The Earth has fallen off axis. Sightings of giant mutated worms. Supernatural warlords with plans of world domination. The discovery of a hidden dimension. With the world in peril, some say our only hope would be a team of superheroes.
What's up, Doc?
The year 2772. The world threatened by sinister forces of evil. The solution, a superhero team like no other. And that's where I come in. I made a few phone calls and organized this little group. Duck, the weapons expert. Slick, vehicles and surveillance. Roadster, the speed. Lexi Bunny, the disguise expert. Spaz, the muscle. And of course the leader of the pack, the master with his hands, Buzz Bunny. Although you might think these faces are familiar, trust me, this is a whole new world. This is the world of the Loonatics. Coming this fall to Kids WB.
Yeah, it was originally a hell of a lot edgier, because they thought that would fit with the Looney Tunes. Okay.
Regardless, Warner Bros. Executives promised big game, including a linear storyline, ample opportunity for comedic pauses, and the holy grail, character development!
I myself, at the tender age of 10 through 12, thought they succeeded. I may have initially believed I imagined it after seeing 2 episodes by chance at 7, but I thought they succeeded nonetheless. I adored them so much, especially Ace. He seemed cool and charming, and I even planned for my OC Madison Lucette to get into a relationship with him at 14, when I assumed he was a legal adult. We'd kiss, have sex the way my teenage mind thought it worked, and have adorable hybrid children. Yeah, big yikes there. Anyway, let's meet our 5-man band!
What is this?
Oh, good! You're awake!
Who are you? How dare you lock me up like this?
I am Ryan Elliott Stevens. Adam Lambert is my daddy, and I'm best friends with Brian May.
Who?
I've toured the world with Queen and Adam Lambert, and I documented it all in my bestseller, I Will Find You Anywhere You Go. And now, I found you.
You will pay for this!
Pay? But I'm here in good spirits for a joyous celebration. I am giving you my blessing to wed.
What?
I've been studying you for a long time with my daddy's blessing, and now that I know how to transcend time and space, I'm here to officiate your wedding with Duck Dodgers.
I'm not in love with Dodgers anymore, you fiend! Let me go this instant! Ah!
Oh, sorry, I thought there was going to be an introduction or something. Let's meet our new Looney superheroes.
The leader, Ace Bunny, changed due to copyright infringement. He's cool, that's all you need to know, apparently. As well as that he tells outrageous jokes, XD! He also knows martial arts and can shoot lasers out of his eyes, because he's cool. The Lancer, Danger Duck. He's pretty much like Daffy Duck, but cooler! He's Ace's foil, as he has a lot of personality. He has teleportation powers and the ability to shoot projectiles in the form of delicious eggs. The smart guy, Lucky Coyote? He develops the gadgets for all the other members, and he is obviously nerdy. Thanks to the meteor that hit the planet, he has the abilities of magnetic manipulation and molecular regeneration? They mean healing powers, but they needed it to sound sciencey. He's also the team dad, so there's that. The big guy, Slam Tasmanian. He's a slightly more intelligent Taz, full of brute force energy and the ability to form tornadoes to attack his enemies. He can also control thunder for some reason. That's about it. The chick, Lexi Bunny, who's totally not related to Ace, we promise. She's laid back, agile, and girl! She has supersonic hearing and can use brain blasts. Okay, Jimmy Neutron! And, oh wait, we have a sixth ranger, Rev Runner. He's fast, like Sonic. He's just not as cool, as Ace must be cool. Gotta go fast, like Sonic. That's all there is to him.
We'll get into their backstories as well as the other characters as they come. So on with the show!
Why do you even want me to marry Dodgers, you bitch?
No one talks back to me like that, fucker! But to answer your question, my daddy, Adam Lambert, recently introduced me to your show, and I fell in love with it. How are you even able to get Megadeth in the next to last episode? It was fucking genius!
Show? Adam Lambert? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyway, now that I know how to transcend time and space, I'm here to make my OTP come true! Aside from, well, me and Jace Norman, but you get the idea.
What the fuck is an OTP? What's so funny about that?
Does no one use OTP in the 24th and a half century, Your Highness? It means one true pair. The pair that'll last forever and ever and ever. And I'm here to make it come true!
I'll never let you control me, you bastard!
Oh, really? We'll see about that! In order to preserve the story arc, they decided to not start the series with an introduction episode or even a prologue. I guess the Loonatics were too cool for that.
Instead, we get an ice show! Not a lame one that's at your local ice rink every few years, but an episode with ice villains! Whoop-hoo, let's watch.
This is the hottest year in the history of Acmetropolis. It's triple digits and climbing.
It's over 100 Fahrenheit and no one has died? Global warming is such a myth.
Can anything possibly cool this heat wave off?
Spoke too soon, announcer guy. But yeah, that iceberg will definitely stop the heat. Problem solved! It even freezes the humans to death, solving overpopulation. How convenient! So we cut to Tech eating ice-cold pizza from not Iceland.
Now, which I must say is abnormally cold for this time of year, but if you really like the pizza they have in Iceland...
And we see Ace. He's so cool because he uses his laser eyes to heat the pizza. Then Danger Duck is Daffy Jr.
I need a name that'll fit on the costume.
Lexi is girl and Slam freezes to death. Why couldn't it be Rev? Here we meet the mysterious Zadavia. She's the show's equivalent of Zordon. We learn more about her later in the series, so I won't say much.
The score is too good for this show, damn it! It's epic, well-produced, and establishes what went down in the city planet of Acmetropolis, though in the first few episodes it's referred to as Earth.
When the meteor hit Earth...
It's the city planet of Acmetropolis.
Thanks to the meteor that hit Earth.
The city planet of Acmetropolis.
Pick one and stick with it!
But the visuals are shit. They use the character models and random show footage as a bizarre kind of stimuli. and keep showing, in all caps, Loonatics Unleashed to ham in that this show isn't fake. It's real, it exists, and you're watching it right fucking now! Oh, and add binary code in the background. Kids will think that's cool. And a counter going forward in time. Even cooler! Then we see another stock photo as the opening logo. And the show begins. Holy fuck, this had too little and too much effort put into it.
Yeah, what's up, Zadavia? Certainly not the temperature.
Ample opportunity for comedic causes. So Zadavia shares what she knows about the situation, and some of the members share their own thoughts.
I knew it. We're gonna lose cable again.
Why do they still have cable in the 28th century? Won't everything be controlled by Disney Flixmax Prime by then?
Also, technically, whenever there is ice on the Earth, or I guess the city planet of Acmetropolis, it's considered an ice age. Just a nitpick. Anyway, Zadavia tasks the Loonatics into melting the iceberg, okay. So we get a look at Tech's actually pretty cool weapons. They're even cooler than Ace. No, wait, Ace is the coolest. He says jokes!
Time to crush some ice. Let's jet.
Anyway, they head off to melt the iceberg.
You look at that thing. It's gotta be the biggest iceberg I've ever seen. I've seen some doozies. Do you think we should have put some more juice in the blaster slip?
Rev, please just die already.
So Tech's shit doesn't work, so they do what they should have done and get slammed to do slave labor, ice melting. And it works! Show over! Yay! We even get an actually funny moment!
Chipping ice isn't a superpower. Quacking is a superpower. Observe! You can stop observing now.
Never mind, apparently the iceberg wasn't Mother Nature's doing. It was robot space Vikings? Points for originality, I guess. Ace snarks at them for a while because he's cool and edgy! In the sci-fi action anime with the Looney Tunes. Then he sword fights instead of just using his laser vision for a little bit. Meanwhile, Tech does smart guy tech babble and they all freeze to death. What a tragic end! I mean, at least Rev is dead, but still tragic! No, wait, Duck quacks out of there and slam freeze the rest of the game. Including Rev. God damn it. Zadavia calls back and...
I believe the iceberg slipped through one of the interdimensional portals that opened up after the meteor hit.
Wait. What? What the fuck do you mean by interdimensional portals? What does that have to do with the Vikings? This is why you don't start your sci-fi action anime with a filler episode. So long story short, they get on their edgy bikes, kill the interdimensional ice Vikings, and save the day. The end.
What should be apparent now is that the show had no idea whether to focus on story-focused action or loony comedy, so they try and balance it out. This makes neither aspect stand out, and thus muddles the show's story. Whatever it is. Am I supposed to take it seriously or not? How am I supposed to feel after an episode? I'm confused! They also didn't have the budget to make proper action scenes, resulting in animated sequences... like these. It's Sonic 06 all over again, just without the shitty gameplay. Normally, action shows will use sudden cuts or flashes to simulate the action. Loonatics Unleashed seems to randomly decide what it wants to do. I'm not going to be too cruel on the animation as a whole, though. Aesthetically, it's rather pleasing and obvious that the crew wanted it to look pretty, but the lip syncing leaves much to be desired.
Chill, Duck. It's not a trip downtown without getting a little takeout.
Anyway, the show relies a lot on filler episodes at first, ripping off the likes of Gremlins and introducing a dark and edgy supervillain who only appears in episode 3. So it's obvious that they also didn't have much of an idea as to what the story would be. The first few villains were all given the backstory of becoming who they were by the meteor striking Earth of the city planet of Acmetropolis. It's like half the crew wanted to be Teen Titans, and the other half wanted to be Darkwing Duck meets Duck Dodgers. The producers, upon being asked which route to take, said yes, and this results in shit like the bet Duck and Tech make about Duck's technology detox being in the same episode where they discuss Black Velvet's tragic origin story. Now, this could have worked if they blended like strawberries and lemonade. It blended like PewDiePie and fascism. So, let's skip to the first plot-based episode, The Comet Cometh. It takes place in 2773, 1 year after the meteor's impact. What else happened then? They tell us, but that would lead to character development, which is apparently illegal here. So what happens on the 1 year anniversary? Another meteor!
This isn't hail. These are rock pellets. They're not even from this planet. It's a meteor shower.
And I don't think an umbrella's gonna help.
Sounds about right. How will the Loonatics get out of this one? By interpolating it with flashbacks, with ample time for comedic breaks. Yay! Sadovia tasks them into space adventure to stop the meteor. But first, we must re-establish Ace's martial arts prowess.
This is the biggest mission we've ever been on. Gotta be ready for anything.
Yeah, you gotta be ready for flying robots on the space rock. Seems legit. So we learned that Ace used to be a stunt double for action movies. How do they hide the fact it's a rabbit? I don't know. Ace has a mask, but that doesn't hide the truth. I thought digitally adding faces would be perfected by then.
I got some ideas you're gonna love. Now when the robot comes at me, how about I do some of these, huh? A couple of those and one of these.
Ace is so cool, can't you see? He's trying to talk the director into letting him use his super cool martial arts moves. But nope, even the non-sentient robot pisses on him. Why did Ace decide to take up martial arts? How did he become the leader of the Loonatics? I don't know. They kind of skipped that part of the character development. Next, Danger Duck is shown to be a former lifeguard. Wait, no, former pool cleaner. Seems about right for a Daffy Duck clone. We actually learn more about his past later down the line, but alas, we don't see what made him become the pool boy he used to be.
Oh, just put me out of my misery. I was kidding.
Also, it's the 28th century. Can't robots be janitors already? Lexi is shown, like, immediately after to have been an undergrad at Acmetropolis University. Like Ace, she has a super cool skill! Dancing, because she is girl. She's so good at dancing that the head cheerleader rejects her from the pep squad for being too talented. Take that as a lesson, kids. Perfection is a flaw, and we should all desire to be mediocre. Now, she is the lover of Ace Bunny. They aren't related, we promise. But what was she studying? Did she have anxiety like the flashback implied? I don't know, nor will we ever know. Tech was a senior at Acme Tech.
And you won't be disappointed, sir. Just one last...
Yeah, his senior thesis is so cool, we don't even get to see it before the dean blows it up! What got him into... I don't know. The Loonatics fly in a UFO that fails miserably for about 5 seconds. Then they get hit by space rocks that appear to be... alive? Okay. Also, Lexi is girl.
Everyone, into your intercosmic spacesuits.
Do we get our choice of colors?
Now let's skip to Slam's flashback. He used to be a professional wrestler at the A&W, a WWE knockoff.
The terror from somewhere, Twisted Spinner!
And yes, they missed the opportunity to call him the Tasmanian Devil. Why? Fuck you! But what got him into wrestling? I don't know. Anyway, back to the present. The Loonatics decide to go all in on Armageddon and blow up the meteor. Now, as this is the year 2773, I will forgive the scientific inaccuracies as technology has probably improved, though they still use flip phones and wired earbuds. Oh wait, we need to look at Rev's backstory. Damn it! He used to be a delivery boy for Jimmy John's. That's right, the shipback Kekistanians might have triggered the third apocalypse in 2109, but at least we still have Jimmy John's, the superior sandwich shop.
We guarantee a free lunch if they don't get their order in 30 minutes. You got 5 minutes left to get it there. Otherwise, I take it out of your pay.
So Rev thankfully fails to get the delivery there at Jimmy John time, then gets hit by the meteor. He doesn't die, though. Fuck! Long story short, they blow up the meteor, save the day, yada yada yada. But we see the true villain, this guy.
Twice I have attempted to destroy Acmetropolis, but the third time will be the charm.
So, he wants to destroy Acmetropolis, but why? What or who does he want? Well, that's for a future episode.
There's one more episode I want to go over before we get to the season finale, The Menace of Mastermind. This one is a good example of how the show sucks balls at cohesive storytelling. So let's dive in.
It starts with the Dean of Acme Tech introducing Mallory Mastermind to the new guard for reasons and retcons a previous episode almost immediately.
And she would have succeeded if not for a quick-thinking grad student.
Are you going to demonstrate your senior thesis or not?
Yes.
Mallory has the ability to manipulate metal, thus allowing her to escape with the use of a fountain pen. But oh, not only does Mallory have a backstory, she has a history with one of the Loonatics. Tech specifically. So what happened? Before the meteor hit, Tech was a grad student, despite doing a senior thesis the day the meteor hit.
Are you going to demonstrate your senior thesis or not?
Yes.
At Acme Tech. With her. Well, specifically, he was her tutor. They were working on a machine together until...
But I discovered that she had modified the device to transfer knowledge from other people's brains into her own. The university staff were going to be her guinea pigs.
So, what does Tech do? He deactivates the device, but she gets hit by the science, I guess, and becomes a supervillain.
Some problems arise here, aside from the aforementioned retcon. This backstory does not allow us to sympathize with Mallory or Tech, as there is an obvious black and white dilemma. Maybe if it was just an experiment gone wrong and Tech couldn't save her pure uwu soul in time, I'd be more invested. But nope! Fuck character development! That's illegal! Also, why didn't Tech just reprogram the machine before Mallory demonstrated it? Did he find out too late? Did he forget? This tale has more holes than a moth-eaten shirt from 1987.
To summarize the rest of the story, Mallory hacks into the Loonatics HQ and tortures the Fab Five and Rev for a bit. She gets defeated when the electricity is disabled.
And now let's look at the season finale.
Before I came back, before this bitch tried to rob me of my spirit, there was a young person who found me a hiding place. Her hair and clothes were almost black, contrasting with her pale eyes and lips. She didn't judge me for my looks at all, and instead helped me up and held me. She didn't judge me for my looks at all, and instead helped me up. "Aren't you afraid of me?" I asked. "Not at all," she said. "You remind me of someone I admired long ago." She directed me to a park where I could blend in during festivals and camp out in the outdoor theater. No one questioned me after that, and I am in her debt no matter what she says. What was her name, though? The episode begins with a new max security prison, and we get to see 4 faces from previous episodes. We already know Mallory, but let me go over the other three real quick. Weathervane. She worked for weather reporter Misty Breeze before becoming the weather herself. She tries to destroy the city multiple times, but the Loonatics beat her. Also, Danger Duck is a simp.
Anybody who insults Misty Breeze insults Danger Duck. Excuse me, Bubblehead, but as Misty Breeze's biggest fan, I'm gonna have to ask that you apologize.
Massive. He's this humanoid, giant, blue man who controls gravity and uses that to rob banks for the hell of it. Also, they have an XP of Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. They exchange terrible puns.
Don't you know the cost of being heroes is rising? Now for a hero sandwich. Need some condiments?
Until the Loonatics stop him by attempting a bizarre sting operation and fail. They then, after a potential racial stereotype,
Think you can win tonight?
Oh man, we the best team in the league. We're gonna mangle the manglers, man.
manage to beat him at a roller baseball game? Okay. Cypher. His specialty is stealing powers. Don't know how. He steals the Loonatics' powers, so Tech makes some cool suits for them to have their powers. Then they get their powers back. Anyway, they get their own personal guard. Danger Duck? Why did anyone agree to this?
You're all wasting your time if you're hoping to bust out. This ultra-high security transport tube is taking you to an even more ultra-high security penitentiary.
They immediately get freed by a spinny thing, because of course they do. The villainous four get brought to a space rock, totally unharmed by any of the elements. And hey, remember this dude? Yeah, he's back, and his name is Optimus Prime, Optimatus. He is now canonically our main villain. Why did we get about 10 episodes of Villain of the Day in a story-driven cartoon? IDK LOL. Optimatus wants to kill the Loonatics, and in return, he'll betray them. Wait, no, he'll give them some shares in the stock market or something. He's super vague about it. All of them, except Cypher, who is just being an asshole, eventually agrees.
Meanwhile,
I'm doomed.
It's not really good, even though it made your body feel even worse because you know it makes you look even like the kind you want to be.
Rev, please just die already.
Zadavia orders the Loonatics to find the now escapees and is oh so mysterious about who she thinks is responsible.
I suspect.
Suspect what, Zadavia?
I must go.
We even see her undersea hideout where she monologues and totally doesn't give away that she and Optimatus have a connection. Fucking hell, these writers can't even spell subtle. So Duck decides to look for them and Ace agrees, under the condition that Rev comes with him. Oh no.
Let's move out.
You're just keeping him busy.
Tech, give me a full planet scan.
They find Cypher at the zoo to... what?
I get to swipe their natural abilities. The kangaroo's hop, the falcon's speed, and the grizzly bear's strength.
Come on! You should have expected that! He did that to y'all!
So the other enemigos show up and fuck shit up in the good old low-budget way.
Master villains 1, superheroes 0.
The Loonatics get imprisoned in Mallory's old cell, which is now completely impenetrable thanks to her efforts. Cypher attempts to talk the others into letting him have their powers, but luckily no one trusts him. Meanwhile, Mallory and co. break into the Loonatics HQ and put the Automa drive in just as the other two return.
So open this door now, or else...
Access granted.
Also, new Acme, lost Acme, what the fuck? Zadavia manages to tell the two to flee, which they do after much struggle. And the villains being terrible at their jobs. Rev manages to immediately figure the situation out, somehow, while Tech and Ace try to deactivate the cell. Once Duck and Rev arrive, it manages to work out until Cypher steals Duck's powers. He stopped in his power robbery by the code, which Tech knows because...
Mastermind's locker combination?
Yeah, we shared one in college. Yeah, it's a long story.
Sharing a locker with... Wait, did Tech and Mallory fuck? So they do some flashy fighting in the Fab 5 plus Rev escape by elevator. And Tech's powers, why didn't he use them in Massive's episode? I don't know. Optimatus, disappointed in their efforts, calls the villains back to Metro World. Duck tags along because Cypher still has his powers. The end. No, wait, we get to see Zadavia in the flesh!
It's Zadavia.
In the flesh!
Just without the fun. Then we get the reveal!
I'm not surprised. After all, he is my brother.
Oh no! How couldn't we have seen this before? They had a connection! And that was part 1. A beautiful mess that tried to balance comedy and drama, failing at both. Hurrah!
So part 2 begins. Ace does a cool...
So, Chief, you gonna spill the beans?
Zadavia explains her tragic anime backstory. Zadavia is an alien from the planet Freelink. She and Optimatus were raised to rule as a pair, which went as well as you think.
Now that we control the power of interdimensional transport, we must use this power to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, and then conquer them all.
My brother calls for a perpetual war, one that will bring shame to our people and ruin to our planet.
Yep, Optimatus wanted to do an imperialism. We could have made him hella rounded, but the writers don't know how to draw circles. So this planet seems to have a parliament, but instead of prime ministers and shadow cabinets, it's just a pair of kings duking it out. Anyway, the Parliament agrees with Zadavia, and Optimatus takes as well.
Fearing I would lead a revolt against him, he came after me. As I was making my getaway, he was accidentally caught in the heat of the ship's exhaust.
Yeah. After Zadavia flees to Earth, or the city planet of Acmegeddon, Optimatus sends a meteor to kill her, which is why it hit the water.
I was able to slow down the meteor, saving Acmetropolis from destruction.
And the second meteor too, which Zadavia couldn't slow for reasons.
So, I have questions. Did Zadavia's parents know Optimatus was a bad seed, or did power just go to his head? If the latter is true, why didn't we learn his true backstory? Why is this info being dumped on us in the season finale? Moving on.
They use Zadavia's ship to enter hyperspace, and we get updated on America's favorite home villains.
What an annoying creature.
Are you going to get rid of him now?
I shall have one of my Optiforces look after you.
Optimatus, why don't you want to kill Duck? You're just setting yourself up for later. So we get a look at some freelance technology, revealing some exposition.
My planet's technology is based on a universal code. It can be used to run anything.
And suddenly, we have an asteroid attack! Zadavia kills them all because she's alien. Then she's captured. Hurrah! At least Rev dies afterwards.
Eject! Eject now! Oh no, they didn't have a chance. He was the best leader.
Oh, and Ace. My first crush. No. And it would have been a super dramatic moment if not for...
There's nothing left.
Who you calling nuttin'?
Of course they escaped. Fuck. And of course Lexi and Ace are love interests now. Hurrah! So Danger Duck plays a Guile hero asking for a magically resizing water cup to destroy his cell with facts and logic! And the robot too. Cool.
Meanwhile...
Now you shall pay for your defiance. Watch and learn what happens to those who disappoint me. Are you comfortable?
Not in the slightest.
Good.
Optimatus tries to kill Zadavia and does a betrayal, because of course he does, there's no subtlety in this crack fic. And from this trap card, Duck anticlimactically gets his powers back, they reuse a clip from episode 1 for no reason, and Duck frees Zadavia. Hurrah! And the others come in and kill all the robots. Cool! sibling battle later, Acmetropolis is saved, restored to its pre-meteor condition somehow, and go home in Optimatus's dragon ship.
And that was season 1. A beautiful mess. A bizarre mess. A beautiful, bizarre mess. Too bad they realized their mistakes and made some changes. They did not kill Rev Runner, though. Boo! Oh, my queen! I've gotten all the venue bullshit set up. The flowers are being placed, the lighting is being fixed, and I even got my daddy, Adam Lambert, to play music at the reception.
Oh, really? That girl, what was her name?
Now, it's time for you to try on your dress.
Dress? It was a rather unusual name. It might have even been a pseudonym.
Yes, you gotta look your best for the love of your life.
Well, we don't wear white to our weddings. Females are supposed to wear pastels of pink or blue or...
That dress cost me $60 on Amazon. You better wear it.
Okay, I'll wear the stupid dress. What was her name? What was her name? Season 2 takes a much wackier tone as the writers realized in the 7 months of Season 1 that the balance was not a good idea. So what did they do? They pulled some Looney Tunes out of Warner Bros. Basement dungeon and initiated damage control. This is most obvious by the new theme song.
Yep, you heard that right. It's a wrap now. Hooray!
This time, however, they didn't use stock photos. Instead, they show uncut footage to the tune of a 50-year-old man who is 2 beats behind.
Ace is cool and leads the pack. Laser's sword strikes them back.
It's visually creative, but it sounds like a shit sandwich.
So to show how funny they've become, the first episode starts with Ace unable to decide on an ice cream.
I think I'll have a double scoop of mint chocolate chip. Oh, no. Make that a double vanilla fudge ripple.
Next, we get a ghost train and our first Looney Bin villain, Orpheus Sam. Ace tries to fight him on his own, but we get to see a new character, Deuce! He's cool. He's voiced by the guy who voices Cyborg.
Call it a hunch.
So he gives Ace a triangle shield to beat Sam. But there's a wormhole straight ahead. Oh yeah, did I mention there was a wormhole straight ahead? There's a wormhole straight ahead. Jump! Ace implies he got a dick injury.
I got bruises to show for it in places I don't like to show.
Zadavia returns after he monologues about his sword.
It was given to me when I got into the action hero business.
Yeah. Guess how important the sword's gonna be in this episode?
Zadavia implies, however, that Deuce isn't to be trusted.
Let's just say Deuce and I have had our differences in the past.
Perhaps I should leave.
Not perhaps. Definitely.
Oh wait, did I say imply? I meant she blatantly tells them she doesn't trust Deuce. She also reveals that the ghost train is from her home planet, Freeform, and was prematurely launched into a wormhole. And after one interaction, Ace thinks Deuce is a changed man.
It's also possible that he's changed.
20 minutes later.
Hey, what's Mr. Popular still doing here?
If Danger fucking Duck is able to see through people, so should you! 5 minutes of filler and bad jokes later, we learn that Deuce was evil all along. What a shocker. He's even in cahoots with Optimus Sam.
Where's that gold darn treasure?
All in due course, Sam.
Okay. Bit of a rant here. Can we please stop with the guy seems good but someone important rightfully doesn't trust them plotline? It's been used way too many times and is the same goddamn story recycled over and over and over again.
Anyway, Deuce wants the sword Ace has, but why? It's a mystery. Except not. Here's why. It's a super powerful sword from Zedavia's home planet. It has the ability to emit energy blasts, turn into a lasso, absorb energy, and it's a Mary Sue weapon. Holy fuck! Deuce was Zedavia's general, but he was only interested in getting power. And the robots in the train? That's Deuce's army. They become important later. So, long story short, Deuce betrays Sam, but Ace beats the shit out of Deuce and gets his sword back. The end! There's only one other episode of relevance in the first part of Season 2, mostly because I couldn't get the disc to work, The Air Up There, aka the one good episode. We start on a clear night, where all the lunatics are fast asleep, and we meet...
Firing cat claw bombs!
Sylvester, the descendant of Sylvester? Okay...
He tries to kill the lunatics, but only manages to wake them all sans stuck up. They get in their special weapon chairs and blast the shit out of this sudden foe. And for its budget, it's actually pretty cool. It's intense, and for once, I give a shit.
Hey, a certain someone seems AWOL. Anyone seen the Duckmeister?
Also, I just love how Danger Duck sleeps surrounded by photos of himself. The lunatics succeed in their efforts, and Sylph is hilariously reprimanded by his boss.
What was that?
It was nothing. Just a minor bump in the road.
Don't tell me it was nothing when I heard something.
Sorry, boss, but I'm losing it. Must be solar flares.
So, what was going on? Zedavia arrives in her magically regenerated ship from Season 1 and explains. Kinda. Queen Granicus of Planet Blank in the Merry Melody Galaxy, which I guess is close to Moon Tex Avery and Comet Censored 11, needs the lunatics to transport her heir, the Royal Tweetums, wait, did Granny and Tweety fuck? Back home. People like Sylph are trying to stop Tweetums from taking the throne, just like in real monarchies. So no, Granny and Tweety didn't fuck. Tweetums is from a different royal family. The rightful royal family that needs to take the throne in order to something avoid intergalactic war.
Hey, this sounds familiar.
So one reused clip later, Danger Duck is assigned to the lucky task of supervising Tweetums.
Hey, I'm a trained warrior, not a babysitter.
And this is the good part of the episode because their interactions are, get this, funny! And we have jokes about the other characters, too!
Hey, Slam! What's cooking in the kitchen?
But Sylph is following them, prepared to attack! And since this is Looney Tunes, guess what happens? That's right, shenanigans! I won't spoil the jokes because comedy is subjective and I don't want to deconstruct all of the things I love about this episode. But I will spoil the plot because I'm a trolling bastard. Sylph hacks into the ship's system and attacks, but is absolutely defeated! Duck is captured by him, though. The two bond over their mutual hatred of Tweetums.
You two? You know, the very first time I ran into Canary Face, I lost all my back teeth.
You got off easy. I lost parts of me I never even got to use.
But Tweetums manages to save him somehow and kills Sylph. So they arrive at Blank and deliver Tweetums, and it's revealed that not only Sylph's alive, but was hired by Granicus. Oh noes!
There's no way I'm turning over the throne to some small bird.
But they managed to be defeated, so that's good.
If it wasn't for Duck's brilliant scheme to have Sylph capture him, I would have never put it together.
However, even though the show is funnier, it's still Loonatics Unleashed, and therefore sucks at character development.
The two best examples of Season 2 sucking at character development, in my opinion, are It Came From Outer Space and In the Pinkster. I'm just gonna summarize them, though, because we're running out of time. Yeah. It Came From Outer Space. Rev fucks with tech stuff, along with Lexi. This results in the descendant of Marvin the Martian, Melvin the Martian, deciding to attack Acmetropolis and his knockoff Death Star that even explodes! After failed negotiations, thanks to Duck obviously, Melvin decides he wants to kidnap Lexi. She feels guilty about it, so she, feeling like Helen of Troy, decides to turn herself in. But then she doesn't. So the Martians shrink the planet one building at a time? So Lexi turns herself in. Woohoo! Duck makes a sexist joke.
You know women, when they get something into their heads, there's no stopping them.
And everyone but Tech invades the ship. The robot Trojan horse. What the fuck is this? So while Lexi and Melvin play space checkers, the Fab 3 and Rev try and find Lexi and disarm the ship. And what a shock! Space checkers is just the city shrinking. Now Lexi feels even worse, and Rev plans to rig up Tech's molecular grower or whatever. Long story short, they have a seizure, battle Melvin, and flee. The moral? Don't ever play checkers. It's boring. In the Pinkster. So we have a crime ring here, descendants of 20th century mafia gangsters. Zidovia assigns the Loonatics to deal with them because they're after a magic stone that can remove their powers. Okay. But then we meet Pinkster, the descendant of Porky Pig and Duck's childhood friend. Believe it or not, they were orphans and Duck basically tricked Pinkster into not getting adopted. Now, in a good episode, this could set a moral precedent for Duck as he deals with something from his past he genuinely regrets and reestablishes base with an old friend. But this is Loonatics Unleashed, so instead, Pinkster is a mafia boss. Woo fuckity-doo! Complex characters aren't cool enough, I guess. Anyway, he was beaten or something, my disc glitched and I couldn't get it to show the rest. Regardless, it's time for the 3-part series finale!
You look gorgeous, my queen. Let me get the guest list all sorted out, and then we can go on with the show.
The pseudonym was 2 words. River flock, bomber grunge, flower grunge.
Soon I'll have you give Dodgers the good news.
You mean he doesn't know yet? Yeah, it was flower something. Flower frolic?
I intended for you to be a surprise.
I see. Flower gorge? Flower gothic? Flower gothic! That's what it was!
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Flower gothic. That's the name. So this episode, the music villain, isn't technically a part of the series finale, but it's the prelude, if you will. So let's watch it. Zidovia is giving performance reviews to the Fab 5 Plus Rev. She then gets invited to a free concert. Considering this is 2007, you'd expect it to be an email chain scam or LimeWire malware, but she goes anyway with Tech.
Really? I'm honored.
Wait, did Zidovia and Tech fuck? So they watch some Josie and the Pussycats ripoff, and Duck breaks in because of course he does.
I was just in the neighborhood. I thought I'd quack in.
Zidovia is blinded by the colored lights while Duck clumsily flirts with her. Ample opportunity for comedic pauses. And look who's back! Doug Dimmadome! Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome! Then comes... Wait, is that the Electric Piper? Huh, I guess it is.
I know that tune.
Oh boy, we got some more subtlety here! I wonder how Zidovia knows this song. I wonder. Anyway, the concert venue gets destroyed, Danger Duck tries to defeat them, but it takes Tech to wait, neither of them succeeded. Zidovia remembers the tune again, and the Electric Piper taunts them for a little while. She then does a stupid and she loses her powers to a magic flower. I'm not even kidding.
The Lumarious flower of Freeling. It can't be. Not here. No!
My fucking god. The Loonatics find her underwater hideout ransacked, and she's kidnapped and put in ebony light. And the Electric Piper only wants a guitar in exchange for her safe return. Is this just the sequel to the Electric Piper? What the fuck? So they do some music fighting, and it turns out only the keyboardist is a real sentient being. Zadavia, what's going on? After some more music fighting, Zadavia's powers are depleted, and we learn what happened.
Why? You never paid any attention to me back on Freeling. You were always so busy hanging with the elite. All I wanted was to become a member of your court and to serve you. I even brought you a present. I wanted it to be Freeling's new national anthem, but you ignored me and my music.
Jesus fucking Christ. Can a villain in this show not be evil out of pettiness or plain evilness? Oh wait, this is Loonatics Unleashed. Of course not!
So what do the Loonatics do? Go to Acmepalooza and fight the Electric Piper again. And fail because they have no music weapons. Why are they so fucking stupid? Then Tech plays them at their own gang, which goes swimmingly. Just kidding! The keyboardist escapes, leaves a weakened Zadavia, and frees Optimatus, leading us to the series finale.
I'm going to make sure that everything is all well and done for the ceremony. Now, I trust you with my phone, so you can call Dodgers and give him the good news. Don't try anything funny, or I will kill you.
Yes, ma'am, I won't. Now, what was Flowergothic's number? God damn it, what was it? We start with Duck on Night Watch. A wise decision, obviously. He goes to get a sandwich, thinking nothing would happen. Guess what happens?
You have 26 messages. Mr. Duck, my planet's been invaded.
Yeah, that fucker Tweetums is back.
Mr. Duck, we are under attack. Mr. Duck, the fighting has grown much worse. Mr. Duck, I hope you have a good excuse why you're not there.
Nope. Duck. Yikes!
So the Loonatics jet to Blank, complete with Duck in his medieval times uniform. Tech and Rev stay behind though, and they have a reason to believe Keyboard Guy has access to wormhole travel. Okay. And Planet Blank, it's in the center of the universe. That makes it special. It's basically the universal equivalent of New York Harbor, or JFK Airport, or NYC in general. Even A states it. Why?
Kinda like Grand Central Wormhole.
Tweetum's scepter, however, is the key to the wormholes, and that's why he must be killed. Zadavia stays on the ship, and the Fab Four make their way to the throne room, and hey, remember him? Oh, and Ebony Optimus Dementia Ravenway is here too. Hooray! They do some fighting before
floppy ears.
So, look who crawled out of the old wormhole. What's up, Deuce?
That's right! The Terrible Three and the Fab Four face off! Until Keyboard Man is betrayed, because no villain has a true alliance in this show.
You'll see. I suck, I'm winking again. I apologize.
Everyone theorizes Tweetums managed to escape, and it's immediately revealed through villain exposition that he did, because subtlety is a curse.
With Zadavia's powers, you should have no trouble carrying out my plan. I will keep looking for that wretched bird while you're gone.
Backstory. Keyboard Man, after freeing Optimatus, asked him for a place on his court and for his song to become the national anthem. He agrees under the condition that he finds Deuce's ghost train. How did they not pair up before? I really don't know. They never explain. Is Keyboard Man relevant again?
Yeah, I'm afraid you were just a one-hit wonder. Let's jet.
Then somehow, Deuce gets on the ship and flies light years away while, hey, remember this fucker? Yeah, Sylph's alive and has apparently changed.
If it isn't Sylph Vester, The bad old putty tat.
I'm now the good old putty tat.
He offers his help with navigating Blank and is thus freed. He even gets his own jetpack. How nice!
Mr. Duck, over here.
Look!
Sylph warns that the tunnel is booby-trapped and...
Hey!
He was actually right! But Ace, who agreed to free him, doesn't trust him. Why? And guess what? Deuce returns to Acmetropolis for his robot army. What a fucking shock!
Come on, Rev. We'd better get to the rail yard right away.
What happened with putting a shield over it, assholes? Anyway, Rev and Tech fail, and Tweetums is found by good old Oh, wait. A robot? What the fuck is with this show and robots? He's not even the only one!
We did put that.
One of the robot Tweetums, though, gives Duck a message from the real deal and clues to his location. It's Duck's lucky day!
And the hits just keep on coming.
Okay, that was actually pretty funny.
So, Deuce awakens his armies like good old Frankenstein. Oh no! The evil exposition means that he means business! End of part 1.
So here's what happened. There has been a 5% progress in fighting Tweetums. We get a betrayal 2 scenes in, and Deuce's robot army returns. Am I feeling scared and suspense? No, I'm just mostly bored except for the Tweetum shenanigans.
Damn it, what was her number? What was?
Oh, my queen! I just got the guest list set. What are you doing?
There's no need to lie. I'm trying to contact my friend who helped me.
Who?
You wouldn't know her. Her name is Flowergothic. She is...
Flowergothic, you say? I'm going to need that back.
Never.
So you choose to do this the hard way, huh?
Take on me, bitch!
Rejoice, my minions! We are finally on the last episode. Let's get this over with. Deuce leaves with his army, and he has 42 minutes for preparations, but he didn't even imprison Zadavia. What the fuck?
Poor Zadavia. Without your powers, you might catch your death of cold.
The Fab Four plus Sylph jet over to the caverns of Blank. We get the first clue, and hilarity ensues.
What's black and blue and red all over?
You mean black and white and red all over? It's the newspaper.
There you go. Correction. Someone who picks up the newspaper before looking up.
Hey, a map pointing the way. Nice work there, Duck.
One reused clip later, Zadavia pulls a die-hard and escapes through the chute. Deuce is apparently stupid enough to leave the almighty guitar unattended, allowing her to regain her powers. How convenient. Then she gets ejected into space with the guitar. Deuce is an idiot. After more funny shenanigans, we find the real Tweetums 6 minutes in. What the fucking Johnny Appleseed?
You sure took your sweet time getting here.
Tweetums reveals how dangerous the scepter is, and it turns out Sylph has been in cahoots with Optimatus and Deuce the whole time! Or the writers are just shitty at writing chaotic neutrals. You decide. But do know I had to Google the character to find out what kind of cat Sylph was. Guess who gets the scepter? Ace! But Deuce has Tweetums, so Duck makes a trade, gets imprisoned for it, and his buddies die. And guess what? Deuce double-crossed Optimatus Prime. Because of course he does, he's a power-hungry monster.
6 hours later.
Hey, Rev!
That's right! Tech and Rev, using some giant-ass drills, save the day because sacrifice doesn't exist in this world. Hell, Deuce can't even use the scepter unless he has the magic jewel. Duck has the magic jewel. What are the odds?
A few minutes later.
Zadavia, what are you doing here?
So Zadavia gets her powers back and frees Optimatus, who is good now because of the betrayal.
This seems most unusual. Us fighting together.
No, us fighting on the same side.
I like that.
Finally, we reach Wormhole Central Station. Deuce is waited with his army. They are surrounded! Whatever shall they do? Actually fight for once. I mean, with the flashing lights, but fighting nonetheless. It's epic and thus deserves its own song! Zadavia and Optimatus return to fight, but Sylph fucks up and reveals how to use the scepter, because I guess that's how a chaotic neutral works. Then we get an Ex Machina for the fight to continue. And Deuce opens a portal to start universal domination. But Ace follows and the two duke it out. And this is where they wasted the animation budget. Was it worth it? I don't know anymore. I'm tiredly watching the script while watching an Ollie Thorne stream and ready to get this over with.
The VI, somebody is saying, I wonder how many of the ticket buyers are Philosophy Tube stands.
Meanwhile.
Ace saves the universe at the cost of his life and the lives of 500 Eggbots. Sylph gets arrested and oh wait, Ace is alive. Of course he is. Lexi's off-camera love saved him. So Zadavia and Optimatus return to freelance and rebuild their country, promoting the Loonatics to Guardians of the Galaxy universe. Guardians of the Universe.
You must now rise to the next level and become Guardians of the Universe.
And they are now official heroes. Yay! They make Blanc their new home. Yay! The end finally. Yay! This show is a mess. Even after a break, it still had no idea when it wanted to be. No wonder it was cancelled and never spoken of again.
But I'll admit that I'm nostalgic for it. I would watch the episodes again and again and again when I was a kid, so my soft spot will always be for... Odd, I thought I put it on silent mode. Hello?
Oh, thank God, I finally reached you!
Tyranny?
Yes, Flowergothic, I've been kidnapped by this beast! She's forcing me to marry against my will and...
Okay, who kidnapped you, and why is she forcing to marry... Oh, it all makes sense now. I never thought I'd have to deal with you again, Flowergothic.
Please tell her that I'm not meant to marry Dodgers.
Oh, honey, you two are meant to be.
Stop trying to control my life. You do not know what I've had to go through every day of my life while I was stuck in your world.
Stop! I know what will happen if Tyranny marries Dodgers. I know her fate if she takes that path. Bullshit. Prove it. I never thought I'd have to do this.
Never thought I'd have to see you again. Here goes nothing.